Hey guys, what's up? It's Monica, and I'm so excited to jump on this meeting with everybody and talk about doTERRA as a financial plan B for 2021, right? With everything that's going on, things are changing. And so I'm going to go over a little bit about my story, how I got started, and the state of things in America. And this presentation was written before everything changed. So just everything I'm going to say is probably a little worse now, but don't stress because I have some really good solutions at the end. So I'm so glad for anyone who's joining. And I'm just going to share my story. I got started with the oils 5 years ago. And as a new mom, I was really struggling because we had a lot of health issues. We were in and out of urgent care all the time, it seemed like. And so, I'm a wife and mom of four young kids. Right now, they're aged 10, 8, 6, and 3. So I'm quite busy, but I just fell in love with the oils and I wanted to make this a business so I could help other moms and other families. And so, like I said, we were really struggling and a lot of late nights. I was frazzled, not eating well, not sleeping. Everybody was just trying to survive. And so when I found the oils, I was so happy to have some solutions for all those problems. And even for me as a mom, I wasn't taking great care of myself and everybody was suffering. So now that we have the oils in our home, I can address my own needs. I can keep everyone well and happy. And so it was such an amazing thing. And I'm going to share one photo that I think really shows the power of the oils. If you're new and you don't have this powerful experience yet, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? But doTERRA really has special oils and you'll be able to see anecdotally the amazing results, and you're going to see studies and statistics and good evidence too. So here we go, doTERRA as the 4-year retirement plan. Okay, so my story, I got started with the oils and I was seeing results like this. Okay, I never got into using oils with a business in mind, but when I saw how well they worked, this was my neighbor. He was an older gentleman. He had these spots on his arms that were sore and the skin was really thin and they would crack and bleed. And so it was really impacting him because he could no longer go golfing, and that was his passion, his social circle, his favorite thing to do. And so it was really hurting him. And so when we found this blend of oils, we ended up using frankincense, melaleuca, and lavender in a little roller bottle. He put that on a couple times a day, and he was very skeptical, as the men will be skeptical. So if your husband or significant man in your life is nearby, have him listen into this presentation because this is going to really show some of the financials as well. So look at this before and after. This is 3 weeks apart. And even for me, I was very new and I didn't expect this quick of results. So these are their photographs. Luckily, they took good photographs because I wasn't even prepared. So look at the before and after, same arm, 3 weeks apart. So we get these amazing results with the oils. And so I was just really becoming obsessed with them. And I was very blessed. I still am blessed that my husband makes good money. And so I was able to be a stay-at-home mom, and it was, such a wonderful thing that we had a house we could afford on one income. I could be the mom at home. But for me, I realized that if anything was to happen to my husband, I would have to go back to work and I would probably make 15 bucks an hour and I would never see my kids. And we live in the Bay Area of California. And so we would definitely have to sell the home and it would just be a really bad position to be in. Being your own boss is great. You get to choose which 18 hours a day you work, right? Being a business owner is hard. So we have the 4 ways that people make money in America. So number 1, you're an employee. You trade your time for money and you're making other people money, right? You can be self-employed. You own a job and the job owns you. If you stop, the income stops. And this is where the 18-hour days are, right? If anything breaks or goes wrong, you're on the hook. You're the one who cares. As a business owner, It operates if you're there, and it operates if you're not there. So a little better, but you're still really on the hook for your time and your responsibility. And as an investor, you can take all your money and put it out in the world, and it comes back as interest. You have an asset that creates money, and you have residual income. So where do we see this a lot? We see this with maybe landlords. If you own like a self-storage company, if you have some kind of business where it's running itself. But I don't have that. How many people have that going on? And so where are you in this equation? So the left side of the quadrant, you have no leverage. You're trading time for money. And 95% of people reside on the left side. And while 5% of people are earning the income. And then on the right side of the equation, you have 100% leverage, both your time and your money. And 5% of people reside on the right side while earning 95% of the income, right? So you're in the top, you're having the most advantageous use of your time. Okay, so 80% of Americans between the ages of 30 and 54 believe they will not have enough saved for retirement. And 45% of Americans have saved nothing for retirement, including the baby boomers, right? So this is not a good position to be in, and this is before 2020. So think about all the changes from 2020. How many businesses have you seen that have gone out of business? You know, we had Dom's, our local sporting goods closed. We had all of Sweet Tomatoes closed. So what are most people doing about this? They have their heads in the sand. And there's a lot of people with their heads in the sand. So did you know that 500,000 jobs are being eliminated every year due to technology? And these are jobs that are never coming back. Did you know the average college graduate will work 11 different jobs in 5 different careers during his life? So how many of you went to college? I went to college, and at the time they were saying, oh, you don't have to know what you're going to major in, just do what you love. Just decide when you're a junior and you'll just figure it out, it'll be fine. And so 62% of Americans will retire with a yearly income of less than $10,000. So is that how you pictured your retirement? That's a very tight budget. 56% of Americans in a study in 2016 said their checking and savings amounted to less than $1,000 combined. And so if we imagine that the average American family needs $1 million in the bank, over half of 55-year-olds today have less than $5,000 in savings. 98% of those over age 65 will depend on friends, family, and the government, or they will continue to work. So do you think those 98% need a solution? Okay, so it's time for the plan B. So the 2 secrets to getting out of the rat race. Number 1, you have to be your own boss. You aren't going to get rich working for other people. Number 2, you've got to employ the concept of leverage, working hard once and getting paid in the future for that effort. Why would you want to partner with doTERRA for this? So the executives have over 180 years of combined experience. The company is debt-free. They will never go public. This is a good thing. All the control and the leadership stays with the top, the founders. And they will never sell. This is even better. So there's not going to be crazy changes. There's not going to be a change in vision, change of direction. They're not going to start selling pots and pans. And they have the highest retention rate in the industry. This is one of the fastest growing companies in the industry. And it's the largest essential oil company in the world. And the timing is everything. So I'm going to go into this. The timing. So there have been approximately 40,000 plus direct sales network marketing companies. There are only about 9 billion-dollar companies in the US. The fastest company ever to hit $1 billion did it in 14 years. doTERRA became a billion-dollar company over twice as fast in only 7 years. So to put that in perspective, they've grown faster than Apple. And can you imagine investing in gold when it was $40 an ounce, for example, getting in early on something? So why doTERRA? Let's talk about retention. So this is huge. So the industry standard in other companies, like let's say you're in direct sales with like Mary Kay or Tupperware, their industry standard is between 8 to 11% of customers will buy something again within a year. doTERRA, it is 65% of their customers will buy something again within 3 months. So that is industry shattering. Nobody's ever seen this before. That is why we can be so successful. And a lot of companies are imitating doTERRA. They're adding essential oils to their line, thinking it's just the oils. And so they add a handful of crummy oils, not realizing that there's more going on here. So what does this mean for you? You don't have to be salesy, pushy, anxious. The oils sell themselves. You just share and educate people. You don't have to spin your wheels. And it allows you to focus on your team and your long-term customers. The average person can succeed here. Almost all of our successful people are not network marketers. And you earn more money faster. So, okay. Here's a little graphic. So I know some people are visual. So you're born, you go to college and you graduate, right? So that whole time you're training, going to school, learning some kind of trade, trying to mature yourself. So that takes, maybe you graduate when you're 22. You go to work for somebody for 40 years. And then you retire, right? And so hopefully you're 65 when you retire. And then that last little line is the end, right? So you're hoping in those 40 years to save up enough money by being frugal, good investing, nothing bad happening. Maybe your house increases in value, hopefully, but there's ups and downs with that. And so hopefully by this end point here, you have saved up enough money to have some fun when you retire, right? Maybe the average age is about 80. So we've got, 15 years to enjoy all of our hard work, right? That's your golden years. So you spend all your money to get back your health, right? So you've been running and hustling and working hard, commuting, getting up early, all this stuff, hopefully you don't have too much pressure on your heart, but people really work hard to support their family and to save up that money. And so at the end, you're just trying to keep your health. So you save and save your entire life. When do you plan to retire? How much do you have? How much do you need? So let's say a comfortable amount for most people in their mind is about $4,500 a month, right? That's going to take care of your home, your food, your health, a little bit of travel. And so that's $54,000 a year that has to be incoming every year. So when we divide by a typical interest rate of 5%, this gives us about $1 million saved up if you're going to live off $54,000 a year. So America spends $1.22 for every dollar we make. At the age of 50, the average person has $42,000 in savings. 75% of those 50 and older have less than $5,000. That's even worse than my other stat. So this retirement plan of working for 40 years for someone else, saving up, this works for only 2% of Americans. 98% of Americans will have to continue working, depend on the government, depend on family. So that is quite a gamble to spend your whole entire life for a 2% chance of making it. Retiring today, they're dependent on Social Security, family, charities, they're still working, or they're dead. So 2% are the winners. So this is going to get more cheerful in a second. So 2% is working for. So you're working for 40 years for a 2% chance of success. So what if we can show you how to retire in 2 to 4 years and turn that 40 years into 4, right? So go back to this little square. So on this side of the equation, this is a one-to-one relationship. So if you're an employee or self-employed, it's a one-to-one ratio. You work 1 hour, you get some amount of dollars. And it's time for money. It's effort-based and it's based on your time that you can spend. On the other side, this quadrant produces an income by creating an asset. So it's amazing how many people think that 4 years is a long time to succeed in a business, but think it's all right to stay broke at a job for 40 years. So this is Art Jonak. He's a speaker on this subject. So doTERRA creates an asset that produces income, residual income. So they give this analogy of this pipeline, right? So when you build a pipeline, you will have residual income flowing through it because of the work that you did in the beginning. So we teach people how to improve their lives and their health. So I'm going to break down what it looks like in the beginning to give you guys an idea. So let's say it takes 2 hours to invite everybody to your first class, 2 hours to teach the class, 2 hours to follow up and get them their oils. So we have 6 hours of work. And if you enroll those 3 people that come with this is a family physician kit, now it's called Healthy Start. So we would make about $22.50 in Fast Start, right? Fast Start's one of the ways we get paid. So multiply that by 3 people, boom, $67.50 for your 6 hours of work, right? That is not impressive. That is not going to make your husband happy that you kicked him out of the house and gave everyone coffee and brownies and, you know, we're focused on something besides him, right? So if those 3 people, though, get on the loyalty program of 100 points or more, and you get your power of 3, you get a $50 bonus each month. So this is on top of some other ways that we get paid, but to simplify, let's say you're getting that $50 a month. So that times 12 months gives you $600 a year, right? That's not amazing. That's not huge. You could work at Walmart and get more than that. But when you look back at that residual formula, so we divide that 600 by 5%, that gives us $12,000, right? So if you had $12,000 in a savings account that was getting you 5% interest, your annual return would be an extra $600, and that would give you 50 bucks a month, right? If you had a trust fund of $12,000, it would pay you $50 a month. So that one class is basically worth $12,000 to you. So it's as though doTERRA has stuck $12,000 in a bank account for you and you're getting paid the dividend. So that is the game changer here. And that is why we can devote the time needed to figure out, you know, how to invite, how to follow up, all these little skills. This is why it's paying off so well. So how many classes do you want to teach if you get $12,000 for every class? Okay, on this scale, how much would you like to earn per month? So these on the left side are their ranks, and this is their income disclosure. So this is like not pulled out of nowhere. There's legal requirements on their reporting. So these are real numbers. So your average monthly earnings for silver, let's say $2,100 a month, your average annual earnings, $25,000. 63% of leaders can make it to this rank. So that is really encouraging. This means that you are not jumping into something with a very likely failure, right? So let's look at gold, because gold gives us that about $4,500 a month of income. We were just saying the average family would love to have residual for retirement. So 56,000 a year, 21% of leaders can get to gold. And I'm gold. So this is real. I used to think that was like real pie in the sky, but it is a wonderful rank to be at. But if you keep going, platinum, diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond. These are all very realistic if you can get to silver and gold, and I will show you how to do this. So just for fun, let's look at presidential diamond. They make 6 figures a month, okay? Okay, most people choose gold because that is where their belief level is at. The gold makes 4,500 a month at times 12 months, gives you 54,000 a year, divided by 0.05 gives us that $1 million nest egg. So if it takes 30 months to get there, and that means that you have created basically $36,000 a month in your nest egg that you have been investing to get to that rank. So if you're taking your million divided by 30 months, you're earning 36,000 a month in that account, basically. Okay, so let's go through each rank. Your annual income, 56,000, divided by 0.05 gives you the nest egg of $1 million. Okay, so, and platinum, your nest egg is 2 million. Diamond, it's almost 4 million. Blue diamond, almost 9 million. And presidential, this is equivalent to having $25 million in a mutual fund or a trust fund. Okay, we said that. Okay, when you hit gold in 30 months, that's equivalent to putting 36,000 a month in your retirement account for 30 months. And then turning on an income stream for how long? You can also will your doTERRA position to your family. So, okay, talking about blue diamond here. Okay, so you're on the lower side of $30,000 a month times 12 months gives you $36,000 divided by 0.05 gives you $7,200,000 in that nest egg divided by the 48 months on average it takes to get to blue diamond. That gives you $150,000 a month that you would have to save up every month for 48 straight months to get that same result. So this is huge. So if you understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. So who loves this movie, right? This reminds me of everything I hated about working. I used to work at a museum and it was so many horrible personalities. Everybody was incompetent and backstabbing. So I never want to go back to that, okay? Mondays don't suck, it's your job. How would you like to say, dear boss, I quit? So what about other ways, right? So if you're not going to do doTERRA, why not just do a traditional business, right? There's other ways. So with doTERRA, you have very low overhead expenses. It just costs you the cost of your first oil kit to get started. Okay, you can get started as low as $35. You don't need inventory. You don't need some kind of vehicle or any gear at all. And so think about if you were to start a pizza parlor, right? Maybe you just want to own a restaurant. The startup costs for that are huge. You have your licensing, your hiring, all your supplies, you got to buy tables. I heard a pizza oven alone to install and get that running is $50,000. And so, not to mention, you've got to be staffing that place. You've got to be the main person running the day-to-days. And most businesses, most restaurants fail within their first year. And so just thinking about the traditional stuff, this is such a better way. So with doTERRA, the risk is taken out of the equation. So doTERRA handles customer support. If somebody is grumpy, they call doTERRA. If shipping gets messed up, any of the other supply chain problems, any kind of orders, that's all handled through the website and through doTERRA. You are just connecting people for their first order, and you can answer questions and, you know, be their advocate. But at the end of the day, doTERRA handles all of the accounting, the billing, running credit cards, tech support, all of that stuff. So you get a better return on your time investment. You have no employees to pay, no products in inventory. You don't have to be the master of all the areas. And so you're really leveraging your time. You get paid many times for that one sign up. So why others fail? Why doesn't everybody have this, right? So in other companies, the products don't work, right? Their retention is low. People drop off when they don't like that product. They have no system for running their business or educating new people. And we do have that. There's a lack of training and tools. We have amazing tools that are given to us for free from our mentors in the company. And they know what they're doing. They have a very large organization. Their goal is to have 1,000 diamonds on their team. So that's how big their organization is. So other people don't follow proven successful leaders. There's no team concept. And there's too many qualifications, meaning it's too complicated to get paid. And it takes too long to make money. Other companies require a huge time commitment. Okay, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So that is why I am so excited to partner with doTERRA. It has just been a huge blessing for my family. And if I can add a bit more about what's going on in 2021, we live in a time now where everybody's livelihood, their grocery store, their hospital can be closed in a moment's notice over statistics, right? We live in a really topsy-turvy time where it makes a lot of sense right now to have a backup plan and something we can do 100% online, which I've been doing very successfully. I'm one of the top enrollers in the company now using the way that I do things online. And I will happily share that with anyone who wants to do it that way. And you are all welcome as a part of my team to just plug and play with everything I'm doing. This video, other introduction videos, my entire group page for the team has hundreds of posts with recipes and tips and testimonials for you guys to add people, tag them in the post that is going to help with their health needs, and you collect 100% of the rewards. So when someone signs up out of that group and I don't know who they are, I ask them and I get them started and I place them with you. Whoever invited them will always get the credit. And so this is such a wonderful team environment where we are just helping each other, positive. I've made so many good friends here and I just love the culture that we have of sharing and helping people with their health. So if this is something that you want to get started with, I have an immediate opening for a new partner that I can launch quickly and pour myself into, invest my time and my talents and get you up to my level or surpassing wherever your excitement level is. I will get you there. So I am so excited to chat with you guys about this and reach out to me if this sounds like a good fit for you.